Now that I've had time to think about Glass and let that settle, it is now time to rank the Unbreakable Trilogy worst to best. How would you rank this trilogy? Let's talk about that in the comments. Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my ranking of the M. Night Shyamalan Unbreakable Trilogy worst to best. I'm so excited to dive into this, but I will say this was very difficult to rank because I really do like all three of these movies. So it's just three movies, and I think they're all good. So it was really hard to do a ranking of these, but I managed to put one together. I'd love to see your ranking for this trilogy in the comments. Number 3, Split. This movie was fantastic, and I'm angry that it's coming at my number 3, but as I was just thinking about things, number 3 just seems to be where it fits for now. Who knows, at another viewing of this whole trilogy later on, who knows? But for right now, it's at number 3. The best part of this movie for me, by far and away, was James McAvoy. I mean, just the whole reason almost to even watch the movie is his performance, him playing all these identities in one body. And he plays each character so unique, so different, so distinct, all with these different motivations and things going on. He does an amazing job with this. The story is pretty good, but it's really him that is the magnetic part of this movie. Plus, I remember seeing it on the big screen, and I remember at the very end, and I heard the musical score for Unbreakable come up, and I was like, what? Why am I hearing that music? No. It was an Unbreakable sequel, and that was just one of the most awesome twists ever. It was like the first movie I sat in a long time, directed by M. Night Shyamalan, and I went, yes! He's back! So number 3 for me for this movie. Number 2, Unbreakable. Yeah, the original movie comes in for me at number 2. And it goes above Split because it's so hard to beat the film that started it all. And not only is it the film that started it all, it came out when superhero movies were only just starting to, become a thing and to get more popular. I mean, yeah, you always had your Christopher Reeve Superman, your Tim Burton Batman, your Batman and Robin. I think Spider-Man 1 was out around this time. It's been a while. Point is Unbreakable came out at the beginning of all of this and was so far ahead of its time. And it took such a grounded approach to the story of the superhero. It was incredible. And it's just interesting to dive into Elijah's beliefs with comic books. That what they are is just a window into the past. They're exaggerated. They're, chewed up in the commercial machine, so they're not as accurate as they should be, but they're based in fact. They're based in some sort of reality, and it's so interesting as he's trying to draw David Dunn out and get this guy to step out and be the hero that he's meant to be. It's so interesting to watch Elijah do that. Then you get to that twist at the very end of the movie to find out he was the bad guy. All these disasters that have been going on, including the train accident that killed everybody but David Dunn, was the result of Elijah Price. And again, this was right after Sixth Sense. This was ahead of its time with the superhero movies. And so it was so early in M. Night Shyamalan career that when you, again, get that twist, it's like, oh my gosh, he was the bad guy the whole time. Are you kidding? And it was so good. And so I have never forgotten that feeling. And to this day, I love watching that movie, and I love that scene where he's in the train station, and everybody's bumping up against Bruce Willis, and he's like seeing all of their sins and all the crimes that they've committed, and so he can find the one that he could do something about. I love the music in that scene, the emotion in that scene, just everything about it is so good. So of course that leaves Glass as number 1, and Glass, whew, maybe it's because it's the one I've seen most recently that it's at number 1. But here's what I like best about it. I love bringing David Dunn back. And M. Night Shyamalan did a great job bringing that character back. The way they wrote, David Dunn's son, Josh, into the role as like the guy in the chair. So you watch the CW and you always have that guy in the chair, who's like on the computer, calling the hero on the headset, telling them what to do, where to go, and all that stuff. So that was just kind of cool to have that. The guy in the chair, the guy on the screen. So it was really cool to dig into that and see that and get to see like this father-son superhero team that had begun. And I really, really, really enjoyed that. And when you have the Horde, when you have the Beast himself meeting David Dunn and shocked that he's squeezing that guy with all of his might and he's not breaking. It's just awesome. I mean, I was so thrilled to see those two characters meet. And I think the other thing that puts Glass over the edge of Unbreakable for me is the fact that you are bringing back James McAvoy, that you bring in the Horde, you're bringing in all of these personalities. And as much as it was Glass's movie, and it was, Samuel L. Jackson did a fantastic job in his role. It was his movie, and he did, it was good. But I'm saying James McAvoy stole it because he was just, there were so many great scenes with him through all of those different characters. Plus, that underlining message of the movie that we could all be superheroes. Also, how easy just one little seed of doubt can just destroy everything. So I just thought all of that was incredibly fascinating. I enjoyed the story, enjoyed it diving back into the comic book realm, and just, it's awesome. So how would you rank this Unbreakable Trilogy worst to best? Let's be sure to talk about that in the comments. And while you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit that bell by the subscribe button so you're notified for my next theological analysis, movie review, ranking video, or anything else I do here. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.